The first time Elias Ford kissed the alien girl. He was 17 and too restless for his own good. It happened on a summer night out on the salt flats of New Mexico, where the desert stretched like a silver ocean under the moon. He had taken his father's truck and driven until the glow of civilization disappeared in the rearview mirror. He wasn't running away, not exactly, just searching for something beyond the tired routines of a small desert town. He never expected to find her. She appeared in the shimmer of heat haze, not walking toward him so much as slipping between dimensions, the air bending around her as if she were both there and not there. She was tall and luminous, her skin a pale shade that seemed to drink the starlight. Her eyes glowed faintly violet, not like colored contacts, but like liquid galaxies. Elias should have been afraid, but something inside him recognized her, not as a stranger, but as someone who had always been waiting just past the edge of his perception. They spoke without words, thoughts flowing between them like rivers converging. She told him her name, though it wasn't sound. It was vibration, resonance, a name that tasted like silver lightning in his mind. For convenience, he called her Lyra. They talked for hours about everything and nothing. About how she wasn't from Earth, how she came through fractures in the veil between stars, how she was forbidden from interfering with human life. And yet she admitted she'd been watching him. Just him. Curious about the ache she sensed in his heart. When dawn broke and she told him she had to leave, Elias felt a panic he couldn't explain. He didn't want her to vanish like a dream. So he did something reckless. He leaned forward and kissed her. Her lips were cool, tasting faintly of ozone and rain. She gasped, eyes wide, but she didn't pull away. For a moment he thought she might stay forever. But then she was gone. No light show, no thunderclap. Just gone, as if the desert had swallowed her whole. Elias stood alone in the rising sun, lips tingling with the memory of something impossible. For years, he told himself it hadn't happened, that he'd imagined it, that the desert heat and loneliness had conjured her from thin air. And yet, in quiet moments, he could still feel the echo of that kiss, like a secret pressed into the fabric of his soul. 15 years later, Elias was 32, working as an aerospace technician at a private spaceflight company. He'd built a life of routines. Work, home, the occasional beer with coworkers. He didn't talk about Lyra. Not even when late at night, under the hum of fluorescent lights. He found himself sketching her face in the margins of blueprints. Then one evening, as he left the hangar after a long shift, he saw her. At first, he thought exhaustion was playing tricks on him. A tall figure stood by the chain-link fence, half hidden in shadows, but unmistakably luminous under the sodium lamps. When she stepped forward, his breath caught. She hadn't aged a day. Her eyes still glowed violet. Her presence still bent the air around her. And when she smiled, it was with recognition so deep it made his knees weak. "Elias," she said, this time aloud, her voice like wind over glass. He dropped his bag. "Lyra. I told myself I wouldn't come back," she whispered. "But I couldn't stay away." The reunion. They met in secret over the next weeks. Always at night, always away from prying eyes. Lyra explained that her kind lived between stars, drifting in what she called the interstice. Time moved differently there. 15 Earth years had passed for him, but for her, it had been days. "You kissed me," she said one night, standing close enough that her light made his skin glow faintly. "No human has ever dared that before." Elias chuckled nervously. "Sorry if that broke some cosmic law." "It did," she admitted, smiling. "But it also bound us. I feel you across the veil. Your life, your pain, your joy. I feel all of it." Her confession was both terrifying and intoxicating. Elias realized the years he'd spent restless, searching, had been because part of him was still tethered to her. But there was danger. Lyra confessed that her people, the Oronith, did not forgive trespass. To them, bonding with a human was contamination. If they discovered her visits, they would erase her from existence. Then why risk it? Elias demanded one night. Why come back at all? Because you kissed me, she said softly. And I haven't forgotten. The middle rising conflict. For months, Elias lived two lives. The mundane rhythm of his job and the hidden radiant world of Lyra. She showed him glimpses of the interstice, slipping him into half-real spaces where stars pulsed like living hearts and gravity curled like ribbon. He felt alive with her in a way Earth had never managed. But the more time they spent together, the more cracks appeared. One night, as they walked along the riverbed, Lyra suddenly staggered, clutching her head. Her form flickered, as though she were struggling to hold herself in this dimension. They're looking for me, she whispered. The others. They feel my absence. Elias caught her as she swayed. Then stay here. Hide with me. You don't understand, she said, voice breaking. If they find me, they'll find you too. And what they'll do to a human. She couldn't finish. The weight of it pressed on Elias. His heart wanted her, but reason whispered he was dragging her toward ruin. Then came the night of the lights. Elias woke to a strange vibration rattling his apartment windows. Outside, the sky shimmered with geometric patterns, lattices of blue and gold weaving across the clouds. He rushed outside and saw Lyra waiting, pale with fear. They've come, she said. The Oronith. A sphere of light descended, impossibly vast, blotting out the stars. Shadows stretched as if reality itself was bowing. Figures emerged, tall, radiant beings like Lyra but sharper, colder, their eyes burning white. You have broken covenant, one intoned, its voice booming inside Elias's skull. You touched what must remain untouched. Lyra stepped in front of him. He is mine, she said fiercely. Do not harm him. You have been tainted, another declared. You must be unmade. Elias grabbed Lyra's hand. No, take me instead. For a heartbeat, silence. The beings tilted their heads, as though considering. Then laughter, cold like glass breaking. You are nothing, they said. But your devotion amuses us. One raised its hand, and Elias felt himself unraveling. Memories, thoughts, cells pulling apart. He screamed. Then Lyra kissed him. The same kiss as years ago, but magnified, burning with light. Energy surged through him, knitting him back together, shielding him. Her glow exploded outward, knocking the Oronith back. You will not touch him, she said, voice thunderous. Not while I breathe. The beings faltered. For the first time, Elias saw fear in their perfect faces. They retreated into the sphere, which dissolved into the night sky, leaving only silence. The ending, resolution. When the danger passed, Lyra collapsed in his arms. Her light dimmed, flickering. You fought them, Elias whispered, trembling. You saved me. She touched his cheek. The bond between us is stronger than they imagined. But now, they will never stop hunting me. Then we'll run, he said desperately. We'll hide. We'll. She shook her head. No, I can't stay in this dimension anymore. My presence endangers you. The only way is for you to come with me.